female reproductive whirl of the flower. Up to it in this topic of reproduction in lower and higher plants, we have discussed about the asexual reproduction, mode of asexual reproduction, vegetative propagation in the plants, and then sexual reproduction. In the case of sexual reproduction, we have discussed up to it about the structure of flower, in which two essential whorl and two accessory whorls. The next, we have a detailed account about the first essential whorl of the flower as androecium, then member of the androecium, stamen, which contains anther, filament and connective. The next one, second essential whorl of the flower, which is also called as a female reproductive whorl of the flower, is called as gynoecium. If you observe the gynoecium, member of the gynoecium are also called as an carpel or megasporophyle. This gynoecium is also called as pistil. In the case of gynoecium, one can observe a flower with many free carpels. Carpel is a member of gynoecium, and a flower who shows many free carpels, the condition is called as apocarpous gynoecium. The gynoecium or a flower with many free carpels called as a apocarpous gynoecium. Example is Michaelia syncarpus. A flower has many carpels, but those are fused together, fused with each other. In apocarpus, many carpels are there and these are free carpels. In syncarpus, many carpels are there but are fused with each other. So, you can take an example of a syncarpus as a brinjal. The number of ovules present inside the ovary as uniovulate, that means single ovule present inside the ovary, called as a uniovulate. You can take an example of a paddy, wheat and mango. Multi-ovulate means the condition in which single ovary contains many ovules. You can take an example of tomato and ladyfingers. Both of those examples are very well known to you people. So here, if we take the structure of gynoecium or structure of a carpel, it shows a three different part as ovary, stigma and style. Or serially, if we take the first one, stigma, style and ovary. Here a typical carpel is given which shows an receptacle which helps to receive the pollen grain at the time of a pollination, called as a stigma. Below the stigma there is a presence of a style which helps to carry the pollen tube during the process of germination of a pollen grain to achieve the process of fertilization. So this pollen tube is carried by whom? Style. From the stigma up to the ovary, which contains an ovule. So once the pollen grain are dusted on the stigma, they forms a pollen tube which carried by the style up to the ovary, and inside the ovary there is a presence of ovule. So this pollen tube have to reach up to the ovule to achieve the process of fertilization. So this is about a structure of typical carpel. Carpel is a member of gynoecium. Now if we take structure of anatropous ovule, if we observe the structure of anatropous ovule, here in angiosperm is an peculiarity, or generally the anatropous type of the ovule is observed in the case of angiosperm. Here this is a structure of anatropous ovule in front of you. What is meant by anatropous ovule? The ovule in which micropyle is towards the base or towards the funicle. It is towards the side of a funicle. It is called as a anatropous ovule. And in orthotropous ovule, The micropyle, chalaza and funicle are in a one line. In anatropous ovule, micropyle and chalaza are in a one line, but micropyle is turned towards the downward side, towards the funicle. So it is called as an anatropous ovule. So anatropous ovule is an peculiarity of angiosperm. Then here, with the help of this diagram, we can take a detailed account about the anatropous ovule. In the case of anatropous ovule, there is a presence of attachment of ovule inside the ovary called as a placenta. Attachment of ovule inside the ovary is called as a placenta. We have discussed the detailed account about the placenta in last year. So here placenta is a connection of ovary inside ovary to the ovule. So connection of a ovule inside the ovary through the placenta. The next, just above the placenta, a stalk-like structure is present called as a funicle. So funicle is an stalk of ovule. The anatropous ovule two different part. One, it is an stalk of ovule and another is an body of ovule. If we observe the stalk of ovule, when the stalk of ovule get attached to the body, the point is called as a hilum. So what is a hilum? It's an attachment of a stalk or a funicle to the body of a ovule is called as a hilum. The next one is a body of ovule. Here on this body of ovule, you can observe the funicle. This one is a stalk which lie on the body of ovule is called as a ref. The name is not given over here, but the region of a stalk of ovule get lie on the body of a ovule is called as a ref. So this one is a ref of the ovule. The next one, body of the ovule. Inside the body of ovule, here you can observe the main region is of nucellus. So this one it is a nucellus. This entire part is of what? Nucellus. The name is given over here. So nucellus is an parenchymatous tissue is present inside the anatropous ovule. So one of the cell from nucellus started to act as a megaspore mother cell, and this megaspore mother cell further is get developed into the megaspores, functional megaspore, and then female gametophyte. Around this nucellus, the protective structure is present called as a integument. Integument shows two different layers, outer layer of integument and inside that inner layer of the integument. Generally, the angiosperm shows bitegmic ovule. Bi means two, tegma means protective cover present around the ovule. So is called as a bitegmic ovule. So around that nucellus, the protective cover is present called as a integument. This integument is get arised. The integument get arise from what? Chalaza. So here you can observe the chalaza from where the integument is get arised. See here, chalazal region. This is an outer integument and inner integument. Outer integument and inner integument. Both are get arise from what? Chalaza. Now, if we observe the integument, here the integument left an opening. The integument left an opening called as a micropyle. Micropyle is helpful to allow the entry of a pollen tube towards the embryo sac. Micropyle is helpful to allow the entry of a pollen tube towards the embryo sac during the process of a fertilization. The next, inside the body of ovule, in that nucellus, here you can observe there is a presence of 7-celled and 8 nucleated female gametophyte. In this 7-celled and 8-nucleated female gametophyte is also called as an embryo sac. This embryo sac shows antipodal cell towards the chalaza. How many? 3 antipodal cells are present. These 3 antipodal cells are present towards what? Chalaza. Then towards the micropylar end there is a presence of egg apparatus. In this egg apparatus 3 cells are present. At the center haploid single large egg cell is present, and around this single large egg cell 2 filiform hair-like structures are present called as a synergids. So synergids and egg forms egg apparatus. Inside the embryo sac at the center there is a presence of a secondary nucleus. Secondary nucleus is diploid. Antipodal cells are haploid. Synergids as well as egg is also haploid, but secondary nucleus it is diploid. Because this secondary nucleus is formed by the cells each came from one pole, from upper pole as well as from lower pole. So these two cells are fused together to form a secondary nucleus. So it is a diploid in nature, but the antipodal cell and the cells of egg apparatus as egg and synergids are haploid in their nature. So this is about the structure of embryo sac, which is 7-celled and 8-nucleated structure. Now see the role of each part of anatropous ovule. First, funicle. Raise the ovule inside the ovary from placenta. Hilum. Point of attachment of stalk of the ovule to the body. Integument, protective cover of the anatropous ovule. In a future, after the fertilization, the integument get converted into seed coat as outer seed coat testa and inner seed coat tegmen. So testa and tegmen are formed from outer and inner integument of the ovule. Then chalaza, which gives rise to the integument. Micropyle, which allow the entry of pollen grain towards the embryo sac. Nucellus is an parenchymatous tissue which gives rise to the megaspore mother cell, which is diploid in its nature. Then embryo sac. Embryo sac is also called as female gametophyte. This embryo sac or female gametophyte shows first egg apparatus, which contains an egg. What is the role of egg? Egg get unite with the male gamete to form a diploid zygote, and this zygote further get developed into the embryo. Synergid. These are the two filiform apparatus, hair-like structure, who guide the pollen tube towards the egg to achieve the process of fertilization or syngamy. Then embryo sac contains a secondary nucleus. This secondary nucleus is get unite with the second male gamete to form primary endospermic nucleus pen, and this primary endospermic nucleus is triploid in its nature, which forms a endosperm in the future. Antipodal cell. The function of antipodal cell is not known. The function of antipodal cell is not known. So you have a chance to find out the role of antipodal cells. So this is about structure of anatropous ovule. It's all.